Let's make sure we're centered a little bit on here. What is up, YouTube? Very excited. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Eagle Reality Career Talk podcast. Long name, amazing results. Chris Ward, your host, broker in charge, Eagle Realty here in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you've subscribed to this podcast. And I hope if you're in my real estate industry audience or real estate related, that you're gleaning some quality information, usually tactical, sometimes macro. But hopefully I'm just connecting with you on some level to kind of get you proliferating and going forward in your real estate career and just really becoming more of a successful business person in general, because as a real estate agent, you are a business owner and that is the primary audience. But if you're in business, if you're an entrepreneur and you're kind of like me and have different business ventures that you're a part of, that's also what this podcast is for, is to really talk in that realm and be able. So I appreciate your feedback. Anytime you want to DM me, anytime you want to message me, if you want to Facebook message me, or if you just want to connect, whether on any platform or via email or anything like that, I would love to. A lot of the content that I'm putting out there is trying to network and expand our network further, and my network as far as in business beyond South Carolina and everything. So I would just love to, maybe touch base with you on business, what's going on in your business and career world, whether it's real estate or not, to see if I can bring some value. So we are starting a new series for the next 4 weeks. On this podcast, we are going to be talking about the theme for 2019 for me and my company is one word: more. I don't know if you did a one-word theme for 2019 or if you've ever done one-word resolutions, but this was last year in 2018. We had a theme called more content. We really wanted to ramp up our content game in all of 2018 and made a lot of our strategy and macro level thinking all about what were we doing to build content and build brand. So in 2019, we're like, well, let's consolidate. We just want more in 2019, because people have asked me, like, are you going to do more content in 2019? Yes, I want to do more content, but I want to do more of a lot of things. Today's topic, ironically, is going to be around the content thing, because that is something that we want that theme to continue into 2019, even more than 2018. We want to do more in 2019, and it's becoming ever increasingly important. We'll talk about that here in a second. But we also have some other themes that we're going to be talking over the next couple of weeks. We're talking about more growth. We're going to talk about more patience and more opportunities. So those 4 categories, I think I can fit a lot of what we want to do as a company, what I want to do as a person, personally, and in my business life and in my family life to grow and do more. I think a lot can fall under those 4 headings. So we got content, we got growth, we got opportunities, and patience. I actually have them on the board. I'm staring right at them. I keep them up in front of me so that I can see that and see where things need to fall into. So today we're going to talk about content, which, surprise, you've heard me talk about that pretty much. If you watch any of my micro, you watch any, follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, anything, we're talking about content. You hear it on big stages from a lot of big name people, as well as influencers in the business world, about creating content and putting out more content to build your personal brand. And I am all in on it as well. I really think and agree with when I hear people say your personal brand is all that you have. Like, in the end, your personal brand is all that matters, and it's all that you're left with. If you're building your franchises or your corporate or your company's brand, that could change tomorrow. That could go away in a recessionary period. So you have to build your personal brand. And I hold this true definitely to real estate as well. As a real estate agent, as a real estate broker, as a team leader, you need to build your brand. When I'm recruiting, when I'm talking with agents, it's like, what are you doing to build your brand? How are you building content around the value prop that you provide, the service you provide, the expertise that you have, the neighborhood or local area that you work in? How are you building your brand so people think of you when they think of real estate? And that really comes down in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021 to content. What kind of valuable content are you putting out there for people to consume that is going to add some sort of value to them, that's going to catch their attention, that is going to be consistent on your part to continue to build brand recognition in your real estate business or whatever business it may be? Because this is one of those ones that definitely crosses the threshold of industries. How are you building brand? And we just got done with our series about pillar content on audio, video, written, how to do that. You saw the content manifesto in December. If you didn't, go to discovereaglerealty.com/content Manifesto. You can find the content manifesto there for real estate agents and really follow that blueprint. So content, we know what to do. We just have to do it. We have to execute. If you want more content, there's not a new, fancy shiny thing out there that's going to really help you in a manner that you think it is. It's not always automatic. There are some good content creation softwares and platforms and organizations that are helping you create content and bolster, but really that's just a foundation of the personal content and the business content that you should be creating on the daily yourself, that really speaks about where your voice is, that plays to your talents, getting maybe team members to help fill in the gaps where you're weak at, or what platforms you're weak at, or what type of content you're weak at, video, audio, written, again, in those micro, like, where are you weak? Fill those gaps, but you need to be pumping out content, putting out content on a high volume level. Don't get caught up in the perfection syndrome where you end up basically freezing yourself to putting out any content consistently. And really get out of the not only judging yourself, but listening to other people, listening to other people's opinions, critiques. Most of those people aren't doing content anyway, so you don't need to be listening to what their critiques are. You just need to know that you're providing value. If you start thinking of content as value add, then it's going to be a lot different in how you manufacture, how you create content on the daily, instead of just thinking, I need to post something, I need to put something out there. So definitely move towards what is the value add to the content that you're creating, and think about doing it consistently and frequently on a level that is really giving you enough frequency to basically create your competition, and to really create more on a day-to-day basis through cross-platform, all platforms. Find out, you're going to have to do some research when it comes to more content. What's your audience on there? What's contextual to that platform? What is your demographics? What are your analytics as far as when people are paying attention on your profile to it? There is research, there is work. This is real work. One of the biggest themes I try to get across to my agents and all agents when I'm talking or putting out content is that your content is not just a side thing, like maybe in 2010, 2012, 2014, when you were think of it that way as like, oh, I should be like writing a blog. I'll do that later on. I need to go sell something right now. Or, oh, I need to maybe put out an Instagram post. I'll do that later. I need to be, doing a cold call right now. No, this is part of your workload on the daily. Content is part of your work strategy on your daily operation strategy. It is part of your to-do in your schedule of every single day. So don't neglect it. When we talk about more content in 2019, I want you to focus on whatever you've been doing, increase it by double. Whatever you've been doing, increase it by double. So if you've been doing 1 Instagram post per day on your feed, do 2. If you've been doing 3 micro stories on Instagram stories, do 6. If you've been doing 1 Twitter post, do 2 a minimum. Like, and you got to just make it more frequent, more consistent, get out of the perfectionist mindset and just create value. It'll help you not worry about what it looks like, or what someone else is going to think. If you're providing value, you've changed your mindset onto what your content strategy is. When we talk about more content through 2019, again, I just want to encourage you. I'm just moved away from this whole thought and mindset that, content that doesn't do anything for you. No, it's the only thing that is going to build your personal brand over the next couple of years that has staying power. Go where the attention is, build your brand in front of people, and you will win the long-term game. It is a long-term play. It's not short-term. Branding and content is a long-term strategy. It's not direct sales the day of. So you have to have that mentality when it comes to creating content moving through this year. All right, so more content for 2019. That's the first more in our more series here over the next 4 weeks. Like I said, we're going to move from content, which is why I spent kind of little time on it and moved through it quickly, is because I've just said it so much. So if you go back and watch anything that I put out over the last 6 to 12 months, it's about that. So I just wanted to to breeze through that a little bit. I think most of you know you need to be creating more. You just need to be empowered to do it and not be worried what other people are going to think. So I encourage you to create. We're going to be talking about growth next week and more opportunities and then more patience. So I hope you subscribe, whether you're on iTunes, whether you're listening on Alexa, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play. I just want to thank you again for subscribing to this podcast. Share it with your friends. And I would love to help. Reach out to me if I can in any aspect of your business, especially real estate. I would love to help grow your career no matter where you're at. We'll check with you next week.